Well, thank you, sir, for being here in Zona Franca channel. My name is Alexander, and what I do is try to promote rock, metal, punk music in the Peruvian community. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
I'm Alex
Yes.
from the band Deadly Apples.
And I'm Antoine from the band Deadly Apples.
Well, my friends, let's get to the bottom of the interview. And as I asked previously, Alex, what are your thoughts and feelings to come here to this amazing festival?
Well, you said it. It's an amazing festival, and we've played there two times already, and it's been amazing. The Peruvian crowd is something else. It's very welcoming, very loving. Even in the city, when we walk around, people want to take pictures, and it's a whole different level down there. It's one of the most incredible shows we've ever had there. So we're super happy to be back there.
What do you think, guys, makes different when you play, for example, in any country of South America and play in another continent? Like, what makes us special, you know?
Well, it feels like the crowds are different everywhere. Like for instance, when we played with Korn in Japan,
Wow.
you know, the crowd there is like very polite and they clap and then very quiet in between songs, which is kind of odd. But when we go to Mexico or South America, it feels like people are way more excited, way more expressive. And I remember in Peru specifically, people were so intense when I jumped in the crowd, which I sometimes do at our shows. And I almost felt like they were going to rip off my clothes, which was kind of scary. But I just feel like the crowds in Peru are very enthusiastic. And I don't know if it's because you don't get as many shows as perhaps other parts of the world, but I feel like they really appreciate the bands that actually go and play your country.
That's very true. Like, we don't have the opportunity to see big bands, you know, like you and other bands. And for us, when are you gonna come here and other bands is special, so we get a little bit crazy too much, you know. So Alex, are you gonna jump to the crowd in this festival as well?
Probably, you know, but you never know what happens. Our shows are pretty intense and
Unpredictable.
You know, yeah.
Sir Anthony, what do you think makes so special Deadly Apples from other bands?
I think we're a pretty atypical band, as we like to call ourselves. We don't fit in any categories. We're pretty heavy. We're pretty calm, smooth. You know, it depends on how we feel. So we can play a set with complete soft songs, and then we can turn everything around and destroy everything and play super heavy songs. Especially on the new album, you will notice it even more. You know, we're all about the extremes. So that's why we're pretty different. We're in a category of our own. Not that we're better, we're just different. And so we don't fit anywhere, but we fit everywhere. It's kind of hard to explain, but that's how I think we're different. And our intensity at the show on stage is something different. You know, we give ourselves 100%. It's like we're going to war there. It's we want to give the best of ourselves to the fans. We're not just there playing our song. It's a whole different experience.
Yeah. That's true. Like, I think that nowadays, not only you have to do good music, you know, you also have to perform like a show, you know. Yes, that's true. So what are your influences, guys?
Well, I can start from for me. I get influenced by a lot of film composers like John Carpenter, Bernard Herrmann, stuff like that. I don't listen to a lot of heavy metal, although I know all the metal community, all the bands and everything. But I get inspired by a lot of old music, old film music, old horror soundtrack, a lot of horror stuff. And it will show on the new album as well. Some of the stuff are pretty cinematic, although it stays Deadly Apples, but I would say those are my influences. Yeah.
And you, Sir Alex?
I'd say mostly music from the 80s and 90s, even though I do like some of the newer stuff, I kind of feel like there was something really special about that period. And that definitely reflects, on my vocals and lyrics. But I guess I tried to take what I think was great about that period, but also make, a current version, a modern version, at least on my end, for the lyrics and the vocals, and I'm sure it's the same musically on Antoine's side as well, in a sense.
I know you guys are very young and you have a long career, in the music industry. But as all we know, we're gonna get old and maybe we're gonna spend more time with our family when that time is gonna come. So what is the legacy that you would like to leave to the fans when that time is gonna come?
I would say great music that people will remember, music that will stay relevant even 10, 20, 50, 100 years from now, as long as there's a humanity. Just great music, and so people can remember who we were. And I think it's from my side of view, it's pretty much that.
And I think hopefully the new album is going to achieve that, and I think we're both really proud of it, and we're actually planning the release right now, so it should be out by the time we play the festival in Peru. We spent so much time, so much effort and energy, and we also worked with great people. Antoine probably wrote the best music he's ever written for that album. I think I wrote the best lyrics I've ever written, and we spent probably the equivalent of 1 year working on it, recording it in LA. Ben Gross mixed it, and he's worked with everyone from Marilyn Manson to Red Hot Chili Peppers and so many others. The guitars and bass on the album were played by Danny Lohner, who was in Nine Inch Nails, and he did a great performance. And I could go on, but basically we spent so much, we poured our hearts into this album, and I think the result is there, and we can't wait to release it and for people to finally hear, what we've been working on.
I know we're gonna be so excited to listen to it, for sure, my friends. So this question I'm gonna ask you, I ask to all the bands, all the artists, and you have to be very honest, okay? Let's start with Anthony. It is a question, but it's like this. If you have one day left on the earth, with which artist, dead or alive, and what song, any kind of song like pop, blues, jazz, whatever, would you like to play with?
I think I would like to play drums with Keith Moon, even though any The Who songs, but he's a drummer, I'm a drummer, but he's my hero. I fantasize about I used to fantasize about being him when I was young. He started me on the drums, so I wish I would spend the day with him, playing with him and hanging out. He was crazy. He was, I think it would be him.
You, Sir Alex?
I can't give any answer other than Trent Reznor, because I really admire him as an artist, and I'd probably be very intimidated next to him, but I just think he's an amazing artist.
My friends, if you were not a musician, what will you be? Let's start this time with Alex.
There's so many projects that I'm passionate about, so I'd say just an entrepreneur, which is pretty much what I am already,
You, Sir Anthony?
I would say a director, like a movie director, because I used to be a director for a long time. I worked with huge artists like Celine Dion, Rihanna, and I did that for many years.
Did you work out? Or did you work also with Puff Daddy or?
No,
No. Okay.
I never worked with Puff Daddy.
He only attended his parties.
His parties.
Yeah. I used to go there all the time, but no. So I was a director for a long time. My background is I'm a visual artist, but I always did music on the side until the band, became more professional. But and you'll see, I just directed the 2 new music videos for the band, so you'll see that pretty soon. I would be a director. I'm very, very passionate about visual arts as well.
Nice. Well, my friends, would you like to invite to all the Peruvian rock crowd to the day of the festival VIVO por el Rock, please?
Yes. People from Peru, we hope to see you there. We promise the best show you've ever seen from Deadly Apples, and we can't wait to be there. It's an amazing city, an amazing crowd, and it's going to be a fantastic show. I feel it already.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't know what time yet we're going to play, but I know we're going to be on the main stage, so
yes,
we hope to see everyone there, and we can't wait to be back and have a new album released.
I hope I can meet you guys. I really hope so.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
I really hope
it would be nice.
God bless you. Still rocking, and let's see you in the day of the concert, my friends.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
No, my pleasure.